Rangers in rural Panama discovered thousands of Soviet-made weapons hidden on a Panamanian army base 75 miles west of the capital city.
In my estimate, I'd say there's right around 1,000 AK-47 assault rifles in here, easily. These things are loaded this high, all the way to the front, magazines, cleaning equipment, and everything that goes along with it.
The Rangers said the Soviet arms were not intended for regular Panamanian soldiers. The types of weapons, the secretive location, and the packing methods all indicate they were being stored for guerrilla operations and for Noriega's so-called dignity battalions.
The weaponry for the two companies we fought here are down in their own arms rooms down toward the beach area. This has no practical purpose here other than just to be here. Somebody wanting to outfit or arm an additional larger force here.
Along with the weapons were tens of thousands of rounds of ammunition, packaged in Marlboro boxes. One officer said they might be packed this way for smuggling. At this base, Rio Hato, snipers were still active today as the Rangers loaded 385 prisoners of this brief war in Panama. The ranger in charge, Colonel Buck Kernan, said these and several thousand other prisoners were being treated gently and with dignity by U.S. troops.
All of them, just about to a man, feel very oppressed by Noriega. I think that once the government's reconstituted and they have an opportunity for a free life, they'll probably be back in the military or in the police or some other form of control here within this government. And our focus was primarily just to treat them humanely and get them back into society as quickly as possible. I harbor no ill feeling about them whatsoever.
Until there is a new Panamanian military and police force, the law in Panama will be the American soldier. Hundreds more arrived today, these men from Fort Ord, California. They may be here for many months. But before police work can begin, U.S. troops must still deal with at least 1,000 more Panamanian troops in the rural western province of Chiriquí, a Noriega stronghold. They have not surrendered, and so far, military commanders have not forced the issue and are reluctant to talk about more combat in the days ahead. This is Fred Francis reporting from Panama.
Military sources in Panama say General Noriega may have just slipped the U.S. grasp early in the invasion. The sources say troops broke into one of Noriega's houses in the first few hours of the attack. The house is being called a witch house because of traces of animal guts and blood associated with black magic. Military sources say the house may have just been abandoned just minutes before American troops arrived. Cigarettes still smoldered in the ashtrays, and women had left their purses behind. In Panama City, U.S. forces have surrounded the embassies of Nicaragua, Cuba, and Libya. That's in case General Noriega tries to take refuge in one of them. The U.S. action prompted a tit-for-tat confrontation with the Sandinista government in Nicaragua. Nicaraguan troops, police, and armored vehicles have formed a ring around the U.S. embassy in Managua. The action came after American forces surrounded Nicaragua's embassy in Panama. In Managua, embassy staffers say work proceeds normally and the Americans can come and go freely. The U.S. invasion has drawn nearly unanimous condemnation from Latin American countries. That comes 2 months before President Bush hoped to drum up some South American enthusiasm for fighting drugs at a summit in Colombia. CNN's Ralph Begleiter looks at the ironic twist following the attack on Panama.
The first major international fallout from President Bush's invasion of Panama.
Inspired by the War Powers Act, Mr. Bush has sent Congress a message explaining the reasons for the intervention and saying that he cannot predict the duration of the military operation. And the White House says the newly installed government of Panamanian President Guillermo Endara is operating on a Panamanian government building. But Endara says the ongoing action makes the situation very insecure.
We should have a police force in a short while that can take care of law and order in the city and other places in Panama. With regards to immediate food and other things, I have asked President Bush to help us in this respect, and he has promised me help in form of food and medicine for those homes that cannot get food or medicine, and I'm sure he will fulfill his word.
While U.S. Rangers found a major cache of weapons yesterday when they captured an airbase used by Noriega's forces. Most of the weapons are Soviet-made and include a variety of anti-aircraft guns that could have brought down the C-130 transports, which dropped U.S. troops in Panama.
The U.S. forces may have missed capturing General Manuel Noriega by only minutes. American troops storming one of Noriega's houses early Wednesday morning found cigarettes still burning in ashtrays. The residence is on the seacoast outside Panama City, near U.S. military bases. It's called the Witch House and was filled with bizarre black magic paraphernalia. The U.S. government has put $1 million bounty on Noriega's head and is asking those with information on his whereabouts to call the hotline number you see on your screen now.